Hello and welcome back to Agrabah. I'm Professor Toybox. I've got Aladdin with me, and today I'm going to put the finishing touches on this half of town before moving on to the other half next time. I want to fill in some of the gaps and add a few extra details, but it's important to note that I don't have screenshots to help me this time. Most of the areas we're filling in were off screen, like this area over here, and so we never got a good look at them. We'll have to fill in the details with our imaginations and try to connect all of the different areas in some fun and interesting ways. So let's get started, and we'll begin over here in the bazaar that we built last time. And this area was pretty well defined from the movie, but as you can see, this area is kind of unfinished, and so we need to finish this off. And as we get started, I'm going to go ahead and drop down one of these buildings right here to kind of make that door have some sense up there. And we'll drop another building down here and one around the corner. And because this is very vertically oriented, I'll put another one up top. And then because somebody who lives there needs a way to get to that place, I'll add a circular staircase over here. And we'll use this planking to build a little bridge. And then on the back side, we had added those stairs down there earlier. I'm going to add another set of stairs over here and another set right there. And we'll put some blocks in here to fill that in. Those are already textured for the Agrabah Bazaar style. So there we are. Now you can get up here, and this is looking kind of bland up here. So while we're right down here, let's go ahead and add in some peddlers places. And I'm going to put this one right here between these two buildings, and they can walk over that carpet to get to the door there, so that doesn't bother me. And now that's looking a little bit more finished. So I like that. Now for this corner, we'll need to fill this in a little bit. So we'll come back up to building group 6. And it might be quicker just to grab these buildings, pick it up, put it down, and slide over. And I'm going to add this window there like that. And a row of buildings out here. And I'm going to put the flat side for this one out. And up here, we'll put that side. And another little home here. And because we need a way to get up there, we'll add some stairs. And I know you probably can build this toy box without those, but there's part of me that thinks about the people that would be living here and wonders how would they get to their houses, to those doors up there. So I kind of want my architecture to make some sense. So those stairs will help do that. And then coming back up to building sets group 6, I'm going to pick up this smaller of the citadels over here. And I'm going to orient it with those windows on that side, like that. And now those doors there have kind of a reason for being there. So that's good. To cover up that bigger door though, I think I will put one of these up here. So let's do this. And we'll do that. And so now they have a way to get to those doors because those stairs are there. And I'm going to connect an archway, and this should fit, and that does. And I'm going to line this up with the stairs that we put down off the main street a few videos ago. And if we come back to the blocks drawer and add that lengthy block, we can put a little bridge across there. And now they can come up those stairs. They can get to those apartments or that apartment, or come across here. And we can add a couple of apartments over on this side. Like this. So that's looking pretty good. I like that. This is looking kind of bland down over here though. So I'm going to come back down to the plants drawer and add a couple of market stalls. And for something a little different, we're going to use Fantasy Terrain Strip 2, and I've already styled this for the Agrabah setting. It's a bunch of rugs, so we've got something a little different than the pots and fruit. And then I'll add another one of these little pots right there. And so we saw this part of the market, and now as you look down the street, that kind of fills in the gaps, and that makes some sense as to why that would be there. Okay, next section we should look at would be out over this way. And so we have these sections of the chase sites, locations that we put in before, but that's right now all disconnected from this. So we need to fill this area in. I'm going to start with this archway here, and I'm going to drop a second arch and turn that around like that. And while we're at it, just because I like them and I haven't used too many of them, we'll throw this dome on top of it. So that's kind of cool. And I'm going to pick this piece up and put it back down, and we'll fill in some of this area. And let's turn this one so that door is out, and then we can put a row of buildings underneath. And a staircase over here to explain how you'd get to that door and to those doors. And we need some platforms up here for these doorways that are kind of hanging in space. So we'll put those up there like that. And a couple of buildings over here. So it kind of looks like a little bit of a street here. That's kind of cool. And some of those screenshots had what looked like little towers. So I thought maybe we could put one of these obelisks up here on top of this, like that. And that would look kind of cool. And we've got to have a reason for that being there. So let's come pick this up, put it down, and we're going to add this over here, like that. So now this area is kind of filling in a little bit. That looks good. Over here, we're going to put a building in here, and I don't want windows to get cut off. That actually looks like that would probably be all right. And on this end, I think maybe that would be all right. Let me go offline for a second and just take a quick look at my notes for this area. I want to make sure I get this right. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I figured out where I was getting confused. So I want this building to sit in here like this. And this one here, I actually want to follow suit. This is a piece I'd put down earlier. That puts the blank side out on that end, like that. And then we're going to put this massive citadel right in here. So it sits in there like that. And the smaller one over here with the door facing out. Now, we'll go ahead and add a few decorations in over here. So I'm going to put some barrels down on this end. This is right across from our construction area there. So it makes sense for these to be here. And then just for a little something different, as far as a way to get up onto the top of that building, we'll use a market canopy as a trampoline. So I'm going to put this right here, just like that. And I'm going to put a platform up underneath this door. And I've already stuck a ledge up there under that door. And we'll add some stairs to get up there. So now the player can get up onto the top of the buildings from this side of town. So that's nice. And that looks pretty good. Now, one more thing that would kind of connect everything together would be some rail slides. So we'll come up to the platforming toys drawer, and I'm going to scroll over here and pick up some of these pieces. And I want this to line up with the edge of that building over there. Like this. And can we use this longer one? Oh, that's even better. Like that. And I'll style these shortly. And we don't want to go too overboard with these. I'm looking at my notes. So coming over here, because these are going to take up some resources, so we got to be careful about using too many of these. But we're going to come to this section over here. And we'll drop down a couple there, which will kind of help get you over to the top of those roofs. So I think that's good. And then on this side, another one here will get you up on top of that roof. And it doesn't really matter quite where you put that. I think that would be fine. So that's good. And then over this way, on this end, we're going to want to have some way to get up over here. This will get you from that little platform up to the top of this section here with the obelisk. So that's nice. And I think that's probably as many as we want to do. We'll have some more on the other end of town, so I don't want to go overboard with this, but I think that should work all right. Now to style these, we'll pick just one of them. And we're going to go to the Agrabah ramp rail, and I'm going to theme all. Are you sure? Yes. And that'll turn all of the rail slides into that texture. And just a couple more little things, and then we'll be done. I want to put in a little rope climb over here so we can get up on top of this building. So we'll do that. And it seems like there was one other one that I wanted to put in somewhere. Was it out over here? Oh, yeah, over this way. So you come up these stairs here, and you got those doors. You come across, you got these doors over here. I'm going to put another one of these right there. And this just helps the player have all kinds of ways that they can use to get to someplace. There's not one path to get somewhere. There's just multiple paths. And so they can get everywhere in the toy box. They can get up on top of all the buildings. They don't have to be a flying character. They don't need the flying carpet. So if you don't own that power disc, that's not a problem. And so yeah, this is looking really good. So this end of the city is now finished. Next time we'll start working on the other half of the city, starting with one of the most memorable locations in Agrabah, the marketplace where Aladdin and Jasmine first met. Until then, I want to remind you that there are floor plans and other resources on my blog that will help you build this toy box for yourself if you want. So if you've never visited my blog, you should take a look. And if you love Disney Infinity and you like my videos, just click the follow button on my blog or my photo in the lower right corner of this video to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.